Okay, so welcome to our Just Pause practice. Find yourself in a comfortable place, whether that is reclined or upright, whatever really is an honoring of your day thus far. Maybe you're just getting started. Maybe you've been up since the dawn and now's just a rechecking in. Whatever it might be. And as I prefer to practice by first finding my sit, then finding a breath, before we dive into the stages of meditation. Pratyahara, turn the attention inward, turn your senses inward. Focus on an intention, that's dharana. Move into a gentle holding or a little bit of an allowing, that's the dhyana flow state, which may or may not take us into that accident space of samadhi, of bliss. So the intention that is on my heart is the gift of an invitation. And I use this word a lot. And I think it's mainly because I'm still retraining myself from the shoulds of my younger self. And so practicing and extending an invitation, not just to myself, but to others, is a way in which to set aside some expectations, hopes, but to genuinely share a desire. So with that, notice where invitation rests with you. And let it be enough, right, that you are invited to share this space with me. So if that is your holding, you might use it as a mantra, right? The invitation is enough. The invitation is enough. That might be where you stay. Or I have a poem, and it's a little more about the idea of continuing in patience. And it's entitled Here We Go Again from Swami Ramananda, right? And so I'm going to read that, and if there's any words that jump out at you, or if there's an emotion or a feeling that is stirred, let that become the intention for your pause. Here we go again. An investigation took place on my cushion this morning. 12 suspect thoughts in a lineup. The witness identified everyone. Exposed, they fell silent. Though guilty of impersonation, they were harmless and released. Then the whole place faded. As a convincing dream dissolves, it disappeared, a curl of smoke in the wind, and a shimmering sea of pictureless sound emerged in its place. Am I forever bound by these phantoms? Shadowy figures whispering clever lies from alleyways. Let me press my head even closer to the floor. Take refuge in the sacred hand that somehow threads a needle in this darkness, that creates a path for me, even when I run in the wrong direction. Let that boundless heart be my last home. Perhaps you're needing an invitation to go in, to know yourself better. Perhaps consider this that invitation. Perhaps you've extended an invitation and it has yet to be received or accepted. Can you rest in the process? Find your asana. Notice and direct your breath and let it unfold as it is ready to unfold. Perhaps this is, in fact, patience. As the mind has wandered, can you invite it back kindly and gently? Maybe it's an invitation to just return to this moment and feel your breath. Maybe it's an invitation to recognize that there is some dissonance, some strong sensation that wants to be shifted. Maybe there's a peeling back of offered invitations that have not yet been honored, received, recognized. And there's an ache as we peel back these layers of protection. You might find that sense of unprotected vulnerability that resists the invitation of others, that hardens to the offering of an invitation to others. I've already offered and they didn't accept. I'm not offering again. That too is a protective nature, protecting ourselves from being disappointed, perhaps. Do you notice how the breath comes in and goes out, whether you direct it to or not? But when you give your attention to the breath, how there's a little more intimacy? That's the power of the invitation. It exists even if the invitation is not recognized or received. The power is contained in the intention. The magic comes to life when that invitation is received. What are you noticing? What are you choosing to pay attention to? As we begin our transition to close this meditation, I want to just gently remind each of us that sometimes when it comes to the meditation practice, when we come to our cushion, we feel changed by the experience. And then we re-enter the world and expect it to know that we've changed, or perhaps even to expect that it too has changed. The same can happen in terms of our invitation. Just because we're ready to extend doesn't mean that our other is ready to receive. And so then again, we practice the patience and the waiting. We begin again when we're stirred, when we're compelled to open in that way. Receive this invitation. May you breathe deeply. May you move freely in body and in mind, so that you may labor lovingly. You can show up authentically to do your work. And that is what I mean by living vibrantly, intimately with prana. Will you accept my invitation? Namaste. Any questions, comments? Reach out if you have any personal things you'd like to share. Take care.